In this video, we're going to discuss the class width, and the first step is to use the 2K rule, which we discussed in an earlier video. But let's look at our example. A data set that consists of 50 numbers has a minimum value of 16 and a maximum value of 74. Determine the class boundaries using the 2K rule if the data are discrete and then if they are continuous. So we're going to do two different scenarios here. So before we start with that, first we have to determine how many classes we're going to have. So we're going to do the 2K rule. So 2 to the k is greater than or equal to n. And it says we have 50 numbers. So we need to know 2 to the what power is going to give us greater than or equal to 50. So 2 to the 5 would be 32, which is not greater than or equal to 50. 2 to the 6th is 64, which would be greater than or equal to 50. So our class, the number of classes we're going to have is 6. So we're going to have 6 classes. So now we need to determine the class width. So to determine the class width, we're going to take the maximum minus the minimum values. So our maximum value is 74 minus our minimum value of 16 divided by k, which we just determined. Remember, k is the number of classes, is 6. So if we subtract 74 minus 16, that would be 58 over 6. And I believe that is 9.7. So 9 classes would not be enough. The width, 9.7, we're not going to do a width of 9.7. We're going to round this to 10. So the width of our classes is 10. So I'm going to erase that and just make a note that our width equals 10. Okay, now to determine the class boundaries for discrete. Remember, discrete are things that can be counted, so we're not going to have a stopping point for each class. So for the first class, we can start with 16 since that is our minimum value. So 16, that's one number, and we need 10 in a class, so we just need 9 more. So 16 plus 9 would be 25. So 16 to 25. And then next we would be 26 to 35. And then 36 to 45. And remember, we have 6 classes. So the next one would be 46 to 55. And then we would have 56 to 65. And then 66 to 75. And notice that all of our numbers, if our minimum number is 16, it would be in this class right here. And then our maximum number, 74, would be in this class here. So this would be for discrete. Now let's talk about continuous. Continuous is something that can be measured like weight or time. So that's just an example. So we would still start with 16, but instead of saying 16 to 25, if we want 25 included, we're going to say 16 to under 26 because we still have that width. And then what we would do is we would start the next one with 26 to under, we know that if it was discrete, it was 26 to 35, so under 36 would include 35. And then you would just continue like that. 26, sorry. 36 to under 46, and then 46 to under 56, and then 56 to under 66, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, so we have one more, 66 to under 76. So our minimum value is in the first class, and our maximum value of 74 would be in the last class. And that would be your class boundaries for your continuous data. So that is how you determine the number of classes and your class width using your formulas. Please let me know if you have any questions.